Hey guys, this is Destiny, back at it again, doing my next video. So last time you saw me, or heard from me, I showed you my Horde characters, talked a little bit about me, and in general just started getting going on this whole like YouTube slash streaming process. So today I'm going to go over my alliance characters. And again, I have 32 alliance characters versus 16 horde characters. So there's quite a few more. And if this is the first video you're seeing, the goal is to have one of every race, one of every class, and then one of every spec. Now, you will see that some of my alliance characters I don't have the spec over here, and that's because I did that on purpose. If I had it my way, I would have 36 alliance characters and 36 horde characters, but because we can only have 50, this is the way that it is. If they ever change that, I actually already have them on the horde side. They've just been deleted because it wasn't necessary to have the same thing and I was missing some stuff. So I hope eventually that they will unlock the cap for characters so that I can bring some stuff back. But until then, I again have 32 alliance characters, and here they are. So this is Briar. All of my characters on this side, if I remember correctly, every single one of them has like a meaning behind their name. So I'll go over it very, very quickly. Briar is my restoration slash balance druid. And right now she's rocking her her restoration look. I absolutely love her outfit. I worked very hard to unlock that Legion artifact skin color back in the day, and I just absolutely love her. She is my main character. She is not the first. If you watch the Horde video, you will know that I have a character that I created back when I first started this game. She is an alliance. She's further down, and this is the first expansion that I have gone through, and she has not been the first character that was leveled to max. She will get there. It's just that she's not my main anymore, and so she's been on the back burner. But anyway, this is Briar. She's named after the flowers in the picture. I know that's so stupid. When I created Worgen back in Cataclysm when they came out, I was looking at the start screen. I knew I was going to make her a druid, and I wanted her name to be something like nature-esque. And I saw the roses and thought of Briar Rose. I didn't like the name Rose. I didn't want the whole Briar Rose name, and so I just shortened it to Briar. So that's where her name comes from. I've had people tell me I should change it. The most recent one was kind of funny. Somebody said it made them think of a briar patch, and then it made them think of a patch, and then it made them think of like the downstairs region of a girl. Like, I don't know. It was like the weirdest roundabout way to get to talking about private parts, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I was like, I'm gonna go over here and not be part of this conversation anymore. So anyway, this is Briar. She is my first Worgen that I created. She is not my only Worgen that I have. But she is my main. I do hope that they return to Legion Restoration Druid level. They were incredible during Legion. That is actually when I changed to Restoration Druid. So originally she was leveled as a feral, and then I worked on her as a guardian all through leveling in Legion. And then when I got to max level, somebody was like, oh, you should give Restoration Druid a try. It really is like incredible, this expansion. And it was, and hopefully will be again, because it definitely isn't right now. But I refuse to give up on her, so there is that. Next is Rodai. She is rocking, as of this video, 9.1.5 has come out, so she's rocking a new horn style that they added with horn coverings. She's got a new hairstyle, and she's got the new tail that they have. and I am just living for this look on her. She looks really cool. She looks exactly like I had her planned out in my head. And she is my disc priest on this side. And originally her name was Nubia, and she was a human back in the day. When I first created her, that was all the way back in Cataclysm, I believe. And so she's gone through quite a few changes. She was a regular, so she was a human named Nubia. Then I changed her name to Rodai, and she was a normal Draenei. And then when Lightforged came out, she got race changed to a Lightforged. So a lot of money has gone into this character. And her name is not Roddy. It's not Rhodey. It's Rodai. And it's really stupid. When I was a teenager, my friends and I we used to like write comics or books and stuff, and one of the characters' names was Aphrodite. And if you shrink the middle of Aphrodite, there's Rodi in it, and it's Rodai. And so that's where that name comes from. So, I love this character. I am not very good I was very good at Disc Priest, but I kind of got out of it when I started doing Restoration Druid, and so I'm not as good as that Disc Priest healing as I want to be. And so I plan on putting some more effort into it to be better at it, but that's what she is. Next is Genasi. She is my one of 4 or 3 gnomes that I have. Originally, back when I first started playing WoW, I never thought I would make a gnome. I didn't like them. But in Shadowlands, when they decided to give them, more colors and more updates and more hair and all these things, I fell madly in love with the purple hair and the purple locks, and then the heritage armor is pretty much my favorite thing in the whole wide world. I love the little gears that move. I love that she's got the little headset with the bangs and the piggy tails. So she's just absolutely adorable. She is a Mistweaver monk, and originally I had another Mistweaver, and her name was Raven, and she was a Draenei, and Genasi was on a different server, but I deleted that Genasi because I didn't want to be on another server, deleted Raven, and then made this one, and I have been in love with her ever since. So that is Genasi, and she's named after anybody that's familiar with Dungeons and Dragons. It's a race in Dungeons and Dragons. They're like elemental genies, so they're like Jinn. So that's what a Genasi is. Next is Alexandria, and her name is part of my name, and she is a vengeance demon hunter, and I made her to learn how to play vengeance demon hunter. I leveled her in a couple days, and let me tell you, they were painful. I am definitely not very good at vengeance demon hunter tanking. Like, that is not me. It's actually the first time I've been like, that wasn't fun. Like, I just am not very good at it. I hope to get better at it, but it's okay. We can't be the best at every spec, but that is her. Next is Sephori. Her name comes after, again, anybody that, like in my last video I had about the Horde characters, I had a character named Imogen, which is from Critical Role. So anybody that knows what that is, there's a man on that show named Travis Willingham, and his wife is on the show, and her name is Laura Bailey. And Travis was talking about how Laura spends too much time at Sephori, and what he meant was Sephora. But when I heard that word, I was like, oh my gosh, I love that. That would be perfect for a World of Warcraft character's name. So that's where her name comes from. She is a protection paladin. And she's got the new tail and she's got a new skin color. If I remember correctly, that's all I did to her. I wanted her to have horn like accessories, but they didn't add them to the old horn sets, which I think is kind of weird. But so yeah, so she is my protection paladin. Now I am good at protection paladin tanking. I just am not good at vengeance hunter or vengeance demon hunter tanking. Next is Tissaia. She is my demonology warlock. And I really enjoy demonology. I love when you have like 30 gabillion little demons following you. I love that. When everything's procking and you've got your Fel Reaver running in, you've got the Shadow Stalkers going, you've got all of your wild imps, you have your extra Fel Reaver, you have your oh gosh, what are those things called? The big rock guys. Infernal, there we go. All like procking and going at the same time. It's just mass chaos. I love it. So that is my demonology warlock. Next is Grimory. She's my destruction warlock on the Alliance side. And my first Void Elf that I made, she however was not able to unlock the Heritage Armor, so I had to make another one because you have to level from 1 to 50 in order to get the Heritage Armor, and she was race changed. So originally Grimory was named Lumen, and she was a Worgen, and then I changed her name before Void Elves were even a thing, and her name is after an anime. My husband loves anime, and one of his favorite animes is High School DxD, and there's a character named Rias Grimory, and I thought Grimory was like the perfect name for a warlock. So that's where her name comes from. And then when Void Elves came out, I had like a ton of Worgens, and I was just like, oh, let's do something different. So that's how she came to be. Next is Falchion. She is how I got the Void Elf Heritage Armor. I named her after, again, Critical Role. Travis Willingham had a character who wielded a falchion, which is a kind of sword, and I liked it. So she's my marksman hunter. And she's not rocking it now, but usually she's got the Heritage Armor for the Void Elves on, but I really liked this, the Kyrian Covenant set, so she's got that. I do need to find a different weapon, though, because it's massive and it's the wrong color. Anyway, so that's my marksman hunter. Morgandy is a Frost DK, and she is one of, I believe, 2 regular dwarves I have. I do have the Dwarf Heritage Armor. I'm not a big fan, so neither one of them wear it. And I originally literally made the dwarf for this heritage, or for this hairstyle. I just love this hairstyle. So she is my Frost DK, and her name comes from when I was pregnant with Liam. When we didn't know if it was a boy or girl, Morgandy was an option for a girl name. So that's where that name comes from. Next is Chehalis. She is my elemental shaman, regular Draenei, and one of 3 original characters from back in Burning Crusade when I started playing the game. So the only thing that's different on her, she's got the same horns she had when I made her, but the bun and the tail are different from this expansion when they added those things. So, and her name comes from anybody that's a Grey's Anatomy fan. There was a character back in like season 1 through like 7 named Izzy Stevens, and she was from a town called Chehalis, and I thought that was a good name for a shaman. I don't know why. I've been told that it is literal cancer, but I like it. So anyway, so she's my elemental shaman. Next is Waverly. She's my restoration shaman, and her name comes from the Kultirans being near water. and being part of the sea and all of that stuff. So wave, and then she's a restoration shaman, so she uses water spells as her healing spells. So Waverly, that's where that comes from. So, and she is my only Quilterian. I thought I would level a druid because of their I do like their like feral and guardian and travel form looks, like the bony dressed look, but I never could get into the druid as much as I got into this. So she's my only one. She does have the heritage armor unlocked, but I think this set looks better for a water shaman. So she's currently rocking this. Maybe some point she'll rock the other, but that's what she's got for now. Next is Runixa. She is my arcane mage on this side. She is one of 3 dark iron dwarves I have. And her name is a mix of rune and night. So Nyx is the goddess of night, and runes, arcane. That's the idea behind her name. So she's like a mage of the night, air quotes. That was the idea. So that is her. Valorine is my protection warrior. She's got the wrong pants on for this Mog, but that's okay. And she is one of 2 humans I have, and as you can tell based off of the fact that Tisea has them too, I'm obsessed with this hairstyle for humans. And yeah, I actually really enjoyed leveling a prot paladin, a prot warrior, and I did that during BFA when they were really, really good. So really enjoyed that, and look forward to finishing her out for Shadowlands. Next is another like original-ish character that I have. She's original as of kind of the same as Briar. She's the original as of Cataclysm. This is Destiny, obviously named after me, and she is my fire mage. I'm an Aries, so that's the idea behind that. So fire, Destiny, har har har. So that is my fire mage. Next is the OG character of this account. Nothing about her has changed except she's got the long tail with the jewel on it. She's got the same hair, face, horns, skin color, everything since the day that I made her. This is Vashti. I created her like day 1 of starting the game. She has been here from being level 1 all the way to 120, being squished back down, being outstandingly high in item level and gear score, and then the item level squish. She's gone through it all. I absolutely love her. I've always loved her. I will always love her. There's a lot of memories on this character. I did almost all of Wrath's raiding with her. I kited the ooze in the I think it was rot face. Before you go into Professor Putricide's room, you have to kill the 2 little giant twin like abominations, and you have to kite the ooze in one of them. She did the kiting for that. Rodai actually killed the Lich King. She was the one that I raided the end of like the Lich King raid. So Rodai has the achievement for killing Arthas. Vashti is who I learned how to solo the Spine of Deathwing with. She's been there, done it. She's done it all. Almost all of my achievements that I have been unlocked on her up until recently, because she's not max level, so the stuff from recent has not been unlocked on her. And I just absolutely love her. She's a Beastmaster hunter. She was a marksman at one point, somewhere back in the expansions when that was the spec of choice to raid. But now she's back to Beastmaster, and she's rocking a honeybee. And she rides the honeyback harvester, and I love her. and I have a lot of memories with her. So that's Vashti. I'm gonna do my little spin. Next is Sayana. I love the shoulders. I hate my outfit. I cannot get a transmog that I like with her. I keep fiddling with it and I just haven't found it yet, and I will. Just haven't done it yet. So she is my Havoc Demon Hunter. And I love Havoc Demon Hunters. Well, I don't know if I love them still. I loved them during BFA. I loved them during Legion. But I haven't played for Shadowlands, so I don't know if I still love them. But hopefully I do. Anyway, so she is my Havoc Demon Hunter. I like the mobility of this class. And I hope that I still love her when I start leveling her in this expansion to get her to max level. Next is Emberly, excuse me. I wanted to make she's decked out in Beastmaster's set, but she's actually going to be a survival hunter. I created her on a different server. I wanted to make another gnome, or I wanted to make another hunter on a low pop server in the hopes that I would be able to find like the Time Lost Proto Drake, or some other things that are hard to find on a high pop server. Didn't happen. Just loved her, didn't want to get rid of her, but when I went to the creator screen, she popped up exactly like this. The only thing is she had darker skin and she had different color earrings on. So I lightened up her skin tone just a hair and then put the earrings on, and I love the chibi hair on a gnome, and I absolutely love her. She will be the last character that I level to max level, just because I have so many other things to do, and at 50, not knowing how to play survival, I'm like, oh Jesus. So we'll get there, but I love her to death. So that is Emberly. Next is my Unholy DK. This is Rayen, and she's decked out in like a Lich Queen look here, and I love it. And again, she's my Unholy DK. And her name is just Rainier's name with the letters mixed up. Like the last two, because we call him Rain also, so the last two letters changed, so it's Rayen instead of Rain, and that's where her name comes from. Emberly came from, I was driving down a road and I saw a street sign that said Amberly, but with her orange fiery looking hair, I changed it to Emberly, and that's where her name comes from. Eldessa is my, I always get this wrong, Fury Warrior, I believe. And she was the first Dark Iron I created, rephrase. She was a human. She got race changed to a Dark Iron. Renixa is who unlocked the Heritage Armor of Dark Irons for me. Anyway, love her transmog, love everything about her, and never thought I would have a warrior. I am not good at arms or fury. But I'm trying. So she's my, I believe, Fury Warrior. And I hope to be better at playing her like when I go to finish her. Next is Nephthys. So that's the goddess of like either darkness or death. It's like the daughter or wife of Anubis. In Egyptian lore. So that is her. So again, if you watched my Horde side video, I have my assassin rogue is named Raziel, which is the archangel of God, and he's the secret keeper of the universe. And then she is the goddess of, like, she's like a deity of the night. So, and she's my combat / outlaw rogue on this side. And I will be interested. I haven't played Rogue in a really long time, so I'll be interested to see if how it feels when I start working with her. I'm not a big melee person. Like, I'm terrible at melee. I'm much better at stand back and shoot. So anyway, so that's her, and she's rocking the black eyes from the Night Warrior quest line, and I love this new hairstyle with the leaves in it. So anyway, so that is Nephthys. Next is Hexania. Again, Horde side, I have a character named Zahadist. And the idea is it's a book series that I read, currently I read them every time the author has a new book, and her characters have extra letters in their names that are silent. So Zahadist is actually sadist, but I don't say the S, I say the ZH in front of it. So Zahadist, and then her name is Hexania, and so the X is silent, and she is my Mechanome. Yes, I have the Mechanome heritage armor, and I think it is ugly as sin, so I don't have her wearing it. And she is my attempt at learning Affliction Warlock. She was actually leveled as a Demonology Warlock, but again, I want to have one of every class, and then in that I want to have one of every spec. So she drew the, no pun intended, short straw to be a Affliction Warlock instead of a Demonology Warlock, which I think works because her name is Hex, so it makes sense. Next is probably my favorite character design. Her name, her transmog, her skin color, her eye, everything about her matches. This is Sari. She is my holy priest, and every single time I log into this character, somebody compliments her, her overall, everything about her. They're like, oh my god, her skin color with her transmog, oh my gosh, her name, everything about her is just chef's kiss perfect, which I love. So if you're watching this video and you see me in game, if you tell me you love it, I appreciate it. I will talk to you. I will say thank you. She really is probably my favorite, completed look. Her name comes from Seraphim, which is I think it's a six-winged angel. So her name is Seraphim, but her nickname is Sari, so her name in the game is Sari. And actually her name comes from Supernatural. There was a character that lived in the main character's house after they moved out way later in the show, and the little girl's name is Sari. And when I heard her name, I remember I was sitting watching it with a friend of mine, and I went, oh my gosh, I want a white worgen with blind eyes with the blue Tomb of Sargeras set, and I want her name to be I could see her in my head. And I'm so glad that I was able to create her and have her look exactly like I saw her in my head. So that is Sari, and she is my holy priest. Next is Zia, and Zia is rocking, again, she's rocking the new horns. She's got a different hair or skin color. She doesn't have the rune. She's got the little chip on her head, and she's got the side thingies that they can have now, and she's rocking those horns with the ornament on the top, a new hair color, new hair style, and then of course she's got the tail with the ornament on it. Zia is my holy paladin, and I really enjoy holy paladins. They are the best healing class in the game for current content, so it's a lot of fun to play her. And she is rocking the heritage armor for Lightforged Draenei. I love the new Lightforged Draenei Lightforged Runestrider Talbook mount that they have. I really enjoy this class. And then Zia's name comes from, it means light, and she's a holy paladin that worships the light, so it totally made sense. So that's where her name comes from. And she's pretty cool looking. I really like her. I might give her a rune on her face, and when I say rune, I'm talking about, I gotta go back up to Rodire, hold on. Sephori. talking about that little thing on their face, the little light thingy. Oops. I've been on the character screen too long. Rodi has it too. It's just hard to see because of her crown. But I would like for Zia to be different, so I don't know. We'll see. I have one more light forged. I have a lot of light forged, and all of them are paladins, and then my one disc priest. So next is Araxi. She's my shadow priest on this side. She's just a regular Draenei. And she is named after Hell's Kitchen, Gordon Ramsay. There was a restaurant that somebody was winning the right to like be the head chef of that place, and I thought Araxi was a really cool shadow priest name. It made me think of arachnophobia, or arachnid, and creepy, and death, and things like that. And that's what shadow priests are. So she's rocking one of the new hairstyles with one of the new hair colors, and then she's got the jeweled long tail. And then her little tendrils have the matching color on them as well. Next is Hadrian. He's my only, I believe, in fact, on the Alliance side, he is my only male character. And I just love the gnome, like, hair on the boys. So he's my frost mage, if you can't tell. And I just absolutely love him. He's so cute. He's so little. I just want to pick him up and put him in my pocket. So yeah, so that's Hadrian, and Hadrian means water or liquid. And so that's where his name comes from. Zephyrin, obviously Zephyr is air, and she's a windwalker monk. Air, wind, Zephyrin, you get it. So she's my windwalker monk. She's I've never played windwalker. I did it back when Pandaria, like when I came back to playing the game, and it was during Pandaria. I did it like leveling a panda from like in the start zone, but I knew nothing. Like I didn't get like an I totally understand how to play this character. I wound up choosing to be a Mistweaver and never leveled one. So she's my attempt at understanding how to be a Windwalker. And she is a regular dwarf, and I made her that specifically. Again, same with Morgandy. Absolutely love this hairstyle. And so she wound up being my Windwalker monk. This is Keely. She is my Brewmaster monk. She's rocking the heritage armor for Dark Iron Dwarves. And I've actually really enjoyed learning how to be a Brewmaster. For those of you that watch the Horde side, you'll be like, wait a minute, you have a Brewmaster on the other side? She was, when I started her, and up until I decided that I wanted like a race spec class thing, she was actually leveling as a Mistweaver. So her level that she currently is when I started her as a Brewmaster. So I knew, but Keely was created specifically to be a Brewmaster. So from level 1 to 37, well, level 10 to 37, she's been a Brewmaster. I want to say thank you to the person, and if you're watching this, you know who you are, who came along and helped me figure out why I kept dying so much. My game did not register that I had Purifying Brew at level like 23 or 21 or something, and I was like level 31, and my stagger was so bad, and I was like, oh my gosh, like every pull I was dying, and this person helped me figure out that it was because I was missing something on my bar, and I greatly appreciate that. So that's Keely, and her name, I can't remember. I think it means like fire or fists or something in Gaelic or Irish. So that's where her name comes from. It's Irish. This is Suyin. She is my enhancement shaman. I saw the enhancement shamans spell graphics Like at one point I saw an enhancement shaman doing, I think it was my friend actually was playing one, and I was like, oh my gosh, is that coming from you? And he goes, yeah, it's their abilities, it's their spell effects, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I went, oh my God, I want one. I have never played, which I have played obviously from level, 10 to 30. I've now played an enhancement shaman, but I had never played an enhancement shaman, never wanted to play an enhancement shaman. And I've really enjoyed playing her up to level 30, and can't wait to continue. I do think that I should change her hair, like her little swoopy thing, to green, but maybe that would be too much green because there's yellow coming out of here that kind of goes with that. I don't know. Anyway, so she's Suyin, and her name means, I think it means green in Chinese or Japanese. It also could mean flower or beautiful. I can't remember. So yeah, so that's Suyin, my enhancement shaman. Next is Mei Lin. Mei Lin is my blood DK, and I will show you why I made them. Hold on. I love the way they hold their sword. That is literally the only reason I made a panda blood DK. I absolutely love the way they hold their sword. So that is why I have a panda DK. And she's rocking the PvP set from N'Zoth, the end of the expansion, which I love as well. So that is Mei Lin, and her name does mean beautiful in either Japanese or Chinese. I can't remember. Not to be insulting to your culture if you're watching. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's Japanese. Next is Sayuri. She's named after the main character from Memoirs of a Geisha. It is spelled differently in the movie, but that's where her name originates from. And she is my Retribution Paladin, and I am living for her hair and her horns and the horn decorations. I just love it. So that is Sayuri. I've been leveling her through island expeditions. So she was level 10 earlier today. And I leveled her through island expeditions. The only thing is that you get the heirloom gear for your shoulders, your chest, your legs, your weapon, your helm, your cape, and your trinkets, but then you don't have rings, and you out-level your gloves and your boots, your bracers, and your belt, and then you're not doing a very good job. So I keep losing, and I keep dying, and I don't like that. So I probably am going to switch and start leveling her in an expansion, and do better, because it's not fun to die. Anyway, so that's Sayuri. And next is Ramiel. So again, my rogues are all named after either angels or deities or something that has to do with that sort of thing. And Ramiel is it's an archangel in the Bible. In the TV show Supernatural, Ramiel was a knight of hell. So one of the first created demons of Lucifer in the TV show. Her name came about because I said, what do you think of the name Ramiel? And my husband thought I said right meow, because I say that all the time. And he goes, oh my gosh, that's hysterical. And I said, no, Ramiel. And he goes, no, I heard you, but you should totally name it that so I can always say right meow, move your butt, right meow. And I was like, oh, okay. So Ramiel is named after Right Meow, and also after the Archangel Ramiel. My last character is Regan Leaf, and she is my arms warrior. Like I said, I get Eldessa and her mixed up. And again, I don't do very well playing a melee class. So and I also have never played. If she's an arms warrior, I've never played an arms warrior. If she's a fury warrior, I've never played a fury warrior. I just can't remember between the two which one she is. So I will be interested to see how it goes playing the type that I've never played. I believe, like I said, I believe it's an arms warrior. It's whatever Asmongold's main character is. And I think that's an arms warrior. So that is the goal. So, and then there's my spin. So now you have seen all of my characters on both sides on, like, I don't have any other characters on, like, hidden servers or anything like that. Sorry this video was a little bit longer. Again, there were more characters to get through. And I am going to cut it here. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video or on my stream. Be looking for me. My stream is Destiny 25 and my YouTube channel, even though you're here, just to say it, is just_Destiny 25. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. Talk to you later. Bye.